Afternoon, everyone. Too true. Oh, there we go. Game volume on. We all know I like to play the game with the audio turned off. Because I'm just running around doing nonsense and housekeeping when I'm not streaming with all of you. So I turn everything off. Oh, hi. Good morning. Or afternoon. It's not morning anymore. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Steffu. Too true. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone had a good weekend. And head pats! Thank you. We love the head pats here. Don't mind if my tracking, once again, reminder, is a little bit weird because all my stuff is still kinda odd at the moment. Did the head pats not work? There they are. I have a second monitor set up so that I can keep an eye on what's going on, but it does not seem to be working. Oh, whatever. It looks like everything's working. It do be doing a real bad lag. Let me reset it real quick. Because we definitely want to make sure that I know if something is wrong. Oh, you are fine, Steffu. I know you got stuff going on. You be busy. You are fine. You never have to apologize about taking a little break from life. We all need it sometimes. Let me make sure quality is turned down so it doesn't have issues. Okay. We're good. We're fine. We're ready to start quest. Let's do thing. So, I don't remember what this was blocking us from doing, but I specifically remember before we left that Fiorina's quest was going to be a problem for us. Maybe for the new story quest, I'm not sure. So we're gonna get it done. In fact, aren't there 2 Fiorina story quests now? I feel like there's 2. I don't know. I'm glad you're here too, Steffu. We're gonna have a nice, chill, short stream. It's not gonna be very long. We got a bit of a late start today. But we can at least get started. Do some story questing. Because we do love the story here. Ooh, free pumpkin! Or bullfruit. What the? Letter? Huh? Letter? Secrets? What did I just find? It's me, Blog. Surprised? You didn't expect me to write so soon, right? Actually, it's nothing. I just found some super huge, super sweet bullfruits. I've had a lot of them in my life, but ones like these are a first. As such, I wanted you to have some too. I hope they are still fresh when you read this letter. Maybe you should have given them to me then. Who's Blanche? I don't remember. Hold on. We gotta use the Google machine. I don't know names. Who the heck is this? The shopkeeper of Mondstadt General Goods. What was she doing here? Oh wait, no, it must be this Blanche. She was a child abandoned by her parents in Fontaine's wilderness. She was discovered by Tricky Bullfruit, who had been— Oh, this is a side quest that I did off stream. She made friends with some thieves and tricksters, and we helped her repair her relationship with her brother or something. It was just one of those short little, no important story going on side quests. So I did it off stream.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
Yeah, it's good that she's getting along with everyone and back with her family now. She's doing good. We had fun just searching for magical fruits I'm pretty sure they were very normal fruits. But it was fun. We beat up some bad guys. Didn't have to be so direct, Paimon.
Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
But I don't care about the money. I care about the Freemo gems.
It's always a pleasure
maybe
to
that's
see our
money.
two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see.
Yeah, those sweet, sweet
Actually,
Freemo gems.
We do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role.
No! It's more acting nonsense. Okay, there better be important story in this. Also, yeah, exactly, unlike Paimon, exactly. We're not like Paimon. We're not obsessed with money and food. We might be a little obsessed with food sometimes, but not all the time.
But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
Goody.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Dude with
That's right.
snail hair?
Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job.
Probably because it doesn't pay anything. Or maybe, I suspect, because Fiorina's running it. Or maybe we're going to get Fiorina to do it. I'm gonna go with we're gonna get Fiorina to do it because I like that option better.
There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Fiorina loves acting, right? Like, she's... Maybe she doesn't love acting, actually. Anyway, she's a really good actress and she gets real excited about theater things, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
Very true.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Wow, Paimon. We'll go talk to him.
Paimon approves, let's go!
Why can't the producer do the part and cross dress?
Are you
I
the
don't
guy
know.
looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
No.
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already.
No. No, but I'll find
but
someone
to
for
answer
you.
your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot.
Not good at theater. Paimon, you can talk for hours. Just say one note and hold it equals opera. Paimon probably could talk for hours. You're right.
If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe.
That sucks.
One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned one of your actresses can't make it. Didn't we already cover this?
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform. The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show?
I do have a lot of money.
Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
Probably millions.
Please,
maybe
there's no
billions.
need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
No, really, I have a lot. It's fine. You don't have to pay me back. It probably won't even faze me. How do we find someone who's a good fit for the role?
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible.
Like Fiorina?
Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Yeah, I've been saying this from the beginning. You're talking about Fiorina,
That's
right?
how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
I hope she can sing. Use 1% of my Mora, local economy goes haywire. It probably would. Well, if I remember, once we get out of this dialogue, we'll see how much I have. I have a lot.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Oh yeah, it's Fiorina.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nah, we're friends.
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
And besides, I can bribe her with some Zhao cake. You know that green cake that she really likes that's exclusive? Yeah, I can bribe her with some Zhao cake.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
Okay, but can she sing?
Even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
Yeah, see, about that whole Hydro Archon thing, I think she'll be fine. We should treat her like a normal person. I think she would like that. You want the show to go on, don't you?
Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Farina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too.
Yeah, Fiorina, the quote-unquote Hydro Archon that we learned is not actually the Hydro Archon. Spoilers, by the way, just if you haven't reached this part of the story yet, and you don't want spoilers for Fontaine Story Quest, you may not want to be here. Just in case anybody's here who doesn't want to be spoiled.
I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
Nah, I think she'll
No
love it.
point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
I think technically nobody is the Hydro Archon right now. She was never the Hydro Archon. She was pretending to be the Hydro Archon. There was actually no Hydro Archon for a long time. New Valette is the dragon, and all of the power that was split from him that would have been with the Hydro Archon was given back to him. So now Fontaine doesn't have a Hydro Archon, it just has a dragon. TLDR. That's the short of it. I'm gonna go check it on
Thank you for
Fiorina.
your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Yeah, we killed the Hydro
Wait,
Archon.
where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
Catherine's always listening.
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Farina. Back in a jiffy.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
Spooked you? Yeah. Catherine be like that sometimes. She's always listening. Always. We've talked about that keyhole on the back of her neck. Pretty sure she's a robot. You're an NPC behind a shelf. How did you escape?
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
We don't know where Furina lives? Oh, yeah, I guess she did get a new house.
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
Didn't Nuvolette tell us that he told us he was going to get Furina a house, but he didn't tell us where the house was? Gosh, we need to be in better contact.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Hi.
Ah! Okay, when did Poppy Got a Thin Air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags.
A few more?
I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
You don't seem very happy about that. You don't get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Maybe she's being genuine. Yeah, she needs a small apartment. Yeah. She's used to being taken care of. I'm not sure it's a good idea to give her a whole house to take care of all by herself. You know, right away. She's probably overwhelmed. It's because you have to do all your own cooking now? Yeah, that too.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
I didn't say that!
It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too.
I can relate to that. Also, I wasn't saying you're bad at cooking. I was actually thinking maybe you can't afford more than macaroni with various sauces. And if that's the case, then we need to talk to Nuvolette, because he said you'd have enough money.
Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
I'm sure you could. But I also think that maybe Nuvolette, as the dragon, doesn't understand how much income you might need. Because he's a dragon.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace.
No! In fact, I came here to check on you and to offer you a job that I thought you might enjoy. I was hoping to brighten up your day. You seem pretty down.
Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoo!
Now listen, Paimon was rude. Paimon's always rude. That's not an excuse. You should still be angry at Paimon. But I was not rude to you. I came to be friends.
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad!
Yeah, Paimon's sorry. Paimon was just showing concern for you. Well, no, Paimon was being rude.
Yeah, exactly! exactly what the traveler said!
Yeah, see, Paimon agrees.
Trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
I wasn't rude. I was showing genuine concern and worried about whether or not she has enough money to afford her food. You were rude. If we ever need an engine to go fast, Paimon's mouth would be a good replacement because she always runs it off. Yes. Came to ask you for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon.
You were never the Hydro
I
Archon.
don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
You're the only person for the job.
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now.
No, please, lecture Paimon.
So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific?
We need an actress. We heard you're good.
I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
Oh, definitely.
But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
But why?
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
Oh.
Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Yeah.
Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
That's understandable. You don't want to do it, and it doesn't make you happy, then that's okay.
Paimon can understand.
Paimon, shut.
This is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick.
Shut
Really,
your
that's okay.
mouth, shut,
Whether it's
shut it.
a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
And we're going to respect your
guess
decision.
there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
That's better.
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
Yeah, because you were
I've
rude.
never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
That's not
Since
true.
I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
I'm sure there are people who would be happy to help you. And they wouldn't laugh in your face, because they're not rude like Paimon! You shouldn't assume the worst of people. Second answer there is a strong no.
True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Oh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
What if you had someone in mind, you tell me the person you have in mind and I'll go talk to them. You don't have to. I'm the one looking for someone, not you.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
That's okay.
It's all right, Farina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troop will be so disappointed.
Try to come up with a plan B. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right, then. We'll see you around, Farina.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
Okay. Well, have a good rest. Sorry for bothering you. Especially Paimon. Paimon's rude. Alright, back we go.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Farina's decision.
Yeah, you probably should have done that from the get-go.
Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Huh, I wonder why. That was sarcasm.
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
Need to send her a plushie every month until she has an entire bed's worth. Exactly. Yes to the plushies, but also we need to make sure to send her sweets. Because I'm sure plushies would help, but she really likes sweets. So we should definitely send her sweets too.
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
Oh no.
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
That's her choice.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troop's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Farina
Everyone
go?
here is assholes.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all.
Yeah.
Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Uh-huh. Imagine if we had managed to convince Furina to join only for her to find out she's no longer needed. Yeah, that would have actually been really shitty. Yeah, please. Yes. Pinch Paimon mouth closed. Let me talk. Yes.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
Oh, Paimon. No, she wouldn't have been livid, and she wouldn't have scolded the heck out of us. Instead, she would have been really disappointed and felt really hurt and unneeded and brushed off. And she would have been very sad. That's what would have happened. Wow, Paimon! Great job giving this person a wonderful, glowing first impression of Furina on her behalf. Oh my god.
Only joking. Calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
It's okay. It's all worked out. Sounds like you guys have your own issues to figure out.
There's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you.
Let's talk compromise. Maybe, since you're concerned, you find an understudy just in case. You should have already had an understudy anyway if this was so important. Why do you not have an understudy?
So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
Yeah, you should have. You're kind of a jerk.
Sounds like the show will go on.
Paimon, wait here a second. Oh gosh, has Fiorina been off to the side listening and now she feels dejected?
Sure.
No, seriously, stay there. Ah, god damn it.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list.
Sure you did.
All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Understudy?
Serena?
Just in
You said you
case?
were gonna take a rest at home. What are you doing here?
Paimon, shut up.
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down.
Wow, that's way more mature than Paimon. See, Fiorina's a really, she's actually a real sweet girl when she's not pretending to be a total bitch.
I'm sorry, Paimon.
No, Paimon's sorry.
Oh,
Paimon!
it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Paimon, form the words, I'm sorry, with your mouth. You should try it sometime. Why didn't you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you?
Yes.
I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you.
That's okay.
And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
Well, because
But
you
in
really
any
do want to
case,
act, don't you?
It sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah, despite all of the shit that you have been through, you still actually enjoy theater, right? And you wanted to be a part of this, and you're excited to get back on the stage with no pressure, being able to just have fun and enjoy yourself. Paimon saying I'm sorry is like Mandy from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy smiling. Yes.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
See? I told you, everybody still loves you. They would love it if you helped with this show. Understudy. Compromise.
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Farina is fine.
I think you like being called Lady
I was
Farina.
wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband?
Good
If
question.
the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
I'm pretty sure I remember her name. Also, Fiorina, isn't that what you like doing? Don't you like being a director? Isn't that what you like doing? You could maybe be the director of this troupe.
What?
You like being
That's
a
actually
director?
how I recognize these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
Farina, you like directing? You like being a director? You said you didn't have much things to do to get out of the house.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Farina.
Paimon,
I
shut.
know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway.
Exactly. They
I
want
can,
a director.
however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epiclese is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
They come pouring out and flow away into infinity.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Huh. Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh?
Oh my
Just wanna
god.
get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Yes. We love story time? Story time? Yes.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
I'm sure it's fine. Where are we going? That way.
There'll be an exactly. But none of
Go, zoom. It's a good thing they always give us this nice glowing trail because we're very directionally challenged and we'll get lost exploring on the way, distracted by all the shiny things as we keep doing. I gotta get the shiny things. There might be a random letter like what I found on that box. You know, maybe Blanche will leave me fruits again. She kind of looked like this. Like this little child. Mystery fruits. I'm sure they're still fine, right? Who knows how long they've been sitting there. In we go. Look at the cute backgrounds.
Huh? Lady Farina?
Hi!
What's Lady Farina doing here?
As long as they don't change color, I'm sure they're fine.
Hello, all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Farina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant.
Director.
These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
Don't remind me.
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying The Little Oceanid?
This sounds like it's gonna be adorable.
That's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about.
We'll just have to
The
finish it.
protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
Oh no.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
It basically is the script to what happened to Fiorina. So, having Fiorina running the story on this might be kinda perfect. Also, I got a blanket. I'm comfy now.
And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors.
Huh?
The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script.
Okay.
But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
That's concerning.
The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
How's he gonna practice?
Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
I think that's a good
What
start.
opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
See, everyone loves you.
Oh, stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Let's go.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
Aw.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson?
You okay?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So allons-y. To Poisson!
You gonna be alright, Fiorina? You don't have to come with us to Poisson. We can just tell him that you're here. Hopefully it'll be fine. You know, it's totally understandable if she has some trouble here. There we go. We can turn those in later. Jump! There must be water below us since I was trying to dive. Let's land over here so it doesn't make us die. Oh, shiny thing. Potato! No, come back! Potato! Got it. Doggo. What are you doing? I think it's planning to steal some fish. Good dog. Pretty popper.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All
yes?
right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
Just tell him Fiorina's here.
As expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
I thought the whole reason we were
Someone
coming
told me
here
they'd
was to
just
tell
seen
him
you
that
in
we're...
Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too.
Hi, Navia.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
Yep.
So you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Hey, so listen, Navia, bestie. Could you, like, tell this dude that we're outside with Fiorina? Because that's what we came here for, isn't it?
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done.
Points.
Brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Farina.
Oof.
It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
I will. Thanks, Navia. It was good to see you. I hope you're doing good.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Aw. What do you mean closest thing? We are friends. You know, we may have started off on the very, very bad wrong foot, but we understand now. We get it. We're friends. It's okay. Everything is forgiven. Night around the campfire with food and drink. Yes.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me, which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
Yeah. Also, yeah, sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie. Well, it's fine. We're here with you. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me.
It'll be fine. That's why I'm here. To knock some sense into anybody who decides to be rude.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes.
Yep.
I guess
Bodyguard,
I wasn't quite
best
ready
bodyguard.
for this after all.
It's
I'm
okay.
surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Maybe you've taken on a bit too much in one go?
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
True.
There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
They're not staying quiet either. Am I gonna have to knock some sense into some people? Like, I understand, but also they just don't know.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Good idea. Let's get away from the people who are potentially becoming disruptive. That just really sucks, though. Like, people are probably never going to fully understand everything that happened. And so they're always just going to blame her. And that sucks that she has to just accept that. Ugh. Big oof. That's alright. That's what we're here for.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll, and here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
No, you're fine.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet.
Not going
I
anywhere.
don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You are only doing your duty.
Also, you're not the Hydro Archon. You don't have any divine power, and people need to be able to save themselves.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
That's not true.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Your freedom is your reward, and people do still need you. You've seen how excited the people of this troop were just to get to be in your presence. You're still very important to people. If we never pick ourselves up when young, how will we pick ourselves up when old? Yep.
A reward?
Now you can finally speak your heart, and you don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Yeah, no, this isn't just it. This is what Paimon's always like, Furina, trust me. This is what Paimon's always like. It's okay. What Paimon meant to say was she doesn't like to see you so down. You feel better getting all this off your chest?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
I'm concerned about what this ending is gonna be like. You know, he has experienced some experiences. I'm concerned how that's gonna affect
Didn't you
how
say
he
you
writes the
needed to
ending.
watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
The
Are you
two
kidding
of
me
you
right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Yee! Be lurking on your PC. All right, Sam. You have a good lurk. Have good work. Thanks for coming. See you next time.
I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead.
Good.
Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the
Rude.
costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Paimon.
sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid.
He sounds
If
awesome.
you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, we covered
It's the
this.
most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe was like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
Sounds like she was
Sounds
happy
like
to
a
do it.
really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Because we're friends.
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
That's interesting.
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Alright, pause. I was trying to wait for them to get through the dialogue, but it seems like we're going to be here for a hot minute. We're going to pause, take a break real quick, run an ad break. Everyone go to the bathroom, get your snacks, grab your blankets. We'll go a little bit longer after this, but for now, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back and continue. Alright, be right back. we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good short break. We're ready to continue the story. See how far we can get.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is,
Yay!
and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret.
Uh-oh.
The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Because she cares about them and she loves
she
them,
mainly
Paimon.
wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
Also, if this is supposed to be in memory of your director, wouldn't it be better to honor her memory by writing a story that she would have been happy with herself, since this is a story that she was writing and it's hers?
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless.
That's clearly not what she intended for this story. You should honor her, what she wanted from the story. Hello, vampire. What? Have you had a bad day, my friend? Everything will be okay. And you'll have to get yourself some yogurt, unfortunately, because I can't physically bring you yogurt. But you are certainly welcome to get yourself some yogurt as a reward. How's that?
On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Oh.
Grief? Guilt, more like.
Guilt?
Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aureli.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away.
Aw. That's too bad. Still not convinced to get father yet? Well, her trial's coming soon. What, like tomorrow? Or early Thursday? I'm not sure. Love to get a pyro character you like. Yeah, that's the hard part. Dea was not developed well. Love her, but she's not strong. Been waiting for Clorind. I am interested to see how Clorind turns out. I'm not sure if I'm interested in Clorind as, like, a unit, but I'm interested to see how she turns out. But yeah, I had that problem for a while, too. Like, when I first started playing, I really, really wanted a pyro character that I enjoyed, and just really did not care for any of them. I liked Hu Tao a lot, actually. Like, I really liked Hu Tao a lot, and she was my big pyro character until, Yanfei came out. We really like Catalyst users here, so. Clorind Farina's best friend? Maybe. Kind of. Seems like it, if I remember correctly. Yoimiya and Dea both haven't been built very well. I can't speak personally. I don't have Dea, and I don't like archers. So, I was never going to like Yoimiya.
She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners.
Then you should be friends.
Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troop, and I'd always be there for her.
Good job.
I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troop no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
Can we consider for a moment that maybe what she really wanted in her life was what she was already doing, and that just because she has breasts and a vagina, that she doesn't need to be, you know, obsessed with being in a relationship or having children and a family, which is what I assume you're talking about, asshole? Anyway, moving on.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
So
Honestly,
what are you fighting
I'm
about?
Slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
I have no idea what these two are fighting about. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention and missed it. All I know is everyone else says they think that he was hit hardest by her death, and this guy says, no, I think he feels guilt. Guilt for what? Guilt for what?
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
It sounds like she's doing fine to me. Reminds you of RP servers? Nope, I have never been in GTA RP. Anytime there's a female character, there's a flock of guys trying to romance her with an expectation that they have to pick someone. Yep, sounds about right. Like, or maybe, you know, life could be about more than just having children. You know, it could be about doing the things that you enjoy. that aren't necessarily. I wanted that rose! God damn it!
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
We'll be fine. I can beat up slimes real good.
Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
She'd be at a critical
We're just
disadvantage
curious,
against
that's
these.
all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Farina in a fight before.
No, guys, seriously, she's Hydro, and you want her to fight Hydro slimes? And Cryo slimes? No!
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Farina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
Oh yeah, she does. Great voice
As
acting
much
for
as it
Furina.
pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Shut up, Paimon. This doesn't require god-level powers. Don't you know any self-defense? What? No, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie indeed. Alas, I am forced to watch on helplessly as a more brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
She's always known how to flatter me.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Farina.
Nah,
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
I got this.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Oh, butterfly. Oh, well, never mind. Give for me. I wanted this.
Not now. Don't be scared.
A bitter pill to swallow. Into the wind.
Easy. Oh, this is not ready again yet.
The
There
night
we
is
go.
cold.
One with nature.
Oh, there's more. All right then.
Mine's a command.
Seems like an emergency.
The doctor was...
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Bravo! Good show!
Easy.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
Of course I do. I always live up to my
Thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Anyway. So, I'm just gonna... Real quick. Let me just mark that. We were going this way. Think we can take this. Wait, but I need... Okay. It got us closer. We'll have to get that chest later. Not right now. Right now we're doing story.
Vilma, are you there?
Hello?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
She's my friend. Damsel in distress and all.
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
Huh?
I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Wait. I thought we knew why the director disappeared. Are you saying she wasn't a victim of the getting melted and turned into water?
Viamal, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
You
I
seem
don't
to
want to
believe
talk
so.
about it.
Listen, Viamal. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances.
Oh no.
It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Oh no.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Yup. Induces a state of euphoria, but also causes significant harm to the body. And, in the very specific case of the serial disappearances, it melts you into water.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day.
Oh my.
I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
Oh no. Brought the director to the attention of the synth dealers.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm?
That is not how you make
can I
someone
stay
calm down.
calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered! She was the love of my life! And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show! How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
Hi, Def.
All I can say is
True.
I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve.
No, you don't.
In my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
I'm
That's
doing good,
enough.
Def. I'm glad
You've
you're doing good
screamed
too.
and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you. Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
Just got home from the gym. Good job. I hope you had a good workout. I had my workout earlier too. I've been picking it back up, trying to get it in almost every day. I gotta give my, joints breaks sometimes.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe.
Emotional music.
But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe.
Yup, weekends are for breaks.
What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah, that's basically the way I think of it too, Def. If I ever have a day when I'm doing like a lot of chores or work, or like I'm going out to the store, so I'm going to be walking all over the place, I count that as my workout.
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
I kind of liked the ending that the other guy wrote, though. It seemed like it fit and like something she would be happy with. Might be possible to find out more about her fate, sure.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Marmonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now and wait for our good news.
Ugh. I'm not so sure it's such a good idea for Furina to be experiencing the final moments of someone who was kidnapped to be murdered. Anyway, we're gonna pause here for today. It was gonna be a short stream today. That's all the time we've got. We made a little bit of progress. Let's go turn in our commissions. Always make sure to get those sweet, sweet Freemo gems. Especially with new characters coming up. We'll be back again tomorrow. I don't think the new update will be out yet until Thursday.
Thank you
but
for
we'll probably be able to at least finish up this quest tomorrow. And get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and log out. Close it up. Do a pause. All comes out tonight. Oh, so we might be ready tomorrow to do stuff then. That'll be exciting. Let me get things opened up here. See about... We want to raid someone today. We might just skip raid today. Not too many people up right now. Hope she brings the milk. Yes. Thanks for coming, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll definitely be doing some polls because we need our frenemy. We need our new frenemy. We need the Fatui Harbinger. We need Father. So we will definitely be doing some polls. So I'll see you tomorrow. You all have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Toot-roo.